the big W ends up on an uptick, and where you accept and adapt. And we've talked that that's a possibility for some people, but for others it isn't. And so the opposite of not accepting and not adapting to it leaves people in a pretty dark spot. Can you share your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, getting through trauma or getting through a life struggle is not always, someone said, a Pollyanna story. It doesn't always come out wonderfully. And it's important to recognise that that's pretty common, right? And when that happens, what's important, I believe, that's usually people get stuck because of the way they're thinking about it. And as a result, they keep mulling over a stuck point, what we call a stuck point. And that stuck point keeps them stuck in these really depressive, quite depressive and gloomy emotions, which obviously affects how they relate to people, and of course how people react to that affects again how they feel about themselves. And as a consequence, they can stay in this really gloomy state for long periods of time. And I would just like to say at this point that sometimes when we get like that, it may be helpful to go speak to our GP and seek some medical intervention just to lift our mood a little bit, to help us get to a point where our cognitive processing can be done a little bit more clearly and a little bit more definitively, rather than in this ball of gloom. Right? It's not the be all and end all, but it can lift us to a point where, with the help of a good therapist, we can actually work through that and get to a better place. Right?
Yeah. I liken it to, say, a graph where you have normal functioning in this band, but when you get over anxious and too much, you go through the roof or you go through the floor. And what medication can do is can help keep you in the middle band, you know. So that's why those sort of things can help you manage what's going on.
And I think that's a good word, manage, right? It's not about fixing the problem, but how managing the problem. And if we feel we can manage, then the depth of depression, or intensity of depression, can fade away a bit.
So we're recommending strongly that if you are stuck in one of these negative ways of living, you're bitter or angry, depressed, that you actually seek help to help you live a better life. And often they go hand in hand, the talking therapies with some medication that can help shift you in a better direction so your life can flourish, which is how we want it to be.
That's what everyone wants. Yeah.